Hello everyone, Yolanda here, and today I want to talk about having a minimalist period and what I use to make my period the most healthiest and sustainable period possible. Over the past few years, I've been working on simplifying my menstrual cycle regimen, I guess if you want to call it that. And I just want to share with you some of the things that I use. So I got my period at the age of 12. It was during the summer between 6th and 7th grade. And when I first got my period, I started using disposable pads. Everybody that I knew used them, so it really wasn't much thought given to it. Yeah, so in high school, I started using tampons in addition to pads. The tampons I just found were just made my period more convenient because I could leave the tampons in for longer than the pads, and wearing a tampon didn't make me feel as sweaty and sticky as wearing a pad. So from 12 up until a few years ago, I have used tampons and pads during my menstrual cycle. So a few years ago, I went to Mexico and I was visiting my friend Silva, and I happened to have my period the few days that I spent with her, and she noticed, that she noticed the tampons in the wastebasket. Then she was like, have you heard about the Diva Cup or the Luna Cup? I can't remember which one she mentioned at the time, but she asked me if I heard about them. And sort of explained what they were and told me that, it would make my period a whole lot easier and it was safer. So when I got back to the States, I did some research on the pads, on the menstrual cups. And to be honest, at first I was like, I don't know about this. I was a little hesitant because I was just like, how am I going to get this cup, how am I going to get this into my vagina? How is it going to go? How's it going to be when I'm changing it and dumping it? Is it going to be messy? And it was also, I felt like it was pretty expensive. It's gone down in price since I initially looked at it, but about 3 years ago when I was first researching it, it was in the $30 to $40 range. Now you can get them for $25. But yeah, it was also a little expensive. So I was like, I don't know. So I kind of, kept using my tampons. I still had tampons left, so I knew I wasn't going to really take it seriously until, I started getting to the end of my current stash of tampons and pads. So as it happened, one day when I was in Rite Aid, look in the vagina aisle, the feminine care aisle, excuse me, looking to repurchase tampons and stuff, I saw a box of soft cups on the shelf. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, this looks interesting. And it was a box, and you got like 14 in the box for $10. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna stop being afraid or whatever. And I'm just going to give it a try, and if it doesn't work, I only lost $10 versus if I actually bought the cup at that time and spent, $35 to $40. So I tried it, and, after reading the directions and practicing a little bit, I was able to get it in very easily and take it out very easily. Yes, it was a little bit more mess, but because I could keep it in for up to 12 hours, I could deal with that mess and empty the cup within the privacy of my own bathroom. I didn't have to worry about doing that in a public restroom. So I started using the cups, and I was still using pads as a backup because every now and then, especially like during the heavy days, I would get a little bit of leakage. So I was still using panty liners for backups, and I did that for about 2 years. And after a while, I started saying, well, okay, you're comfortable using the soft cups. You can get it in and out. Let's go ahead and try, one of the silicone menstrual cups. Because even though the disposable soft cups are great, I'm still creating waste. and they are $10 for a box, and I would have to replace a box every 2 to 3 months. So I was still spending quite a bit of money per year using the cups. So I was like, okay, I spend more money buying these cups. Probably, well, I spend about the same amount for the cups as I would spend for the disposable cups as I would spend for one reusable cup. So let me go ahead and buy this cup. So I purchased the Diva Cup, and like I said, it was $25. So it was a lot cheaper than when I originally looked into it, and got down to business. So there was way more of a curve with the Diva Cup versus using the soft cup. And I'll share a picture of the soft cup just for those of you who don't know what it looks like. But this is way more difficult to insert and remove. Like I said, it was much of a learning curve, but you know, I did some research and people said, you know, you got to give it a few cycles before you get used to it. And I hadn't ran into her, but I was visiting with Pastavia, she's part of the Eco-Conscious Minimalist, and she also has her own beauty channel, Pastavia Monique. And we had done a Black minimalist. No. She was in town. Sorry, I'm getting my story mixed up. She was in town for work, and we met up, and you know, we got to talking about menstrual cups, and I was like, I got the Diva Cup. You know, I've used it for one cycle now, but I'm definitely having trouble getting it in easily and taking it out. And she was like, you know, try propping your leg up like on the side of the tub or something, and then inserting it that way. So once she told me that, I was like, I don't know why I didn't think of that before. But I started propping my leg up, and it made it a whole lot easier to get it in. Taking it out is still a challenge. I can get a hold of it, like the bottom of it, and pull it down. The only thing that bothers me is like, as you're pulling it down, you're squeezing it, and then once you get right to the outlet of your vagina, it sort of pops open, and that's sort of a little painful. So I haven't figured out just yet how to take it out more smoothly so it doesn't hurt me right as it comes out. But other than that, you know, I love it. So even with this cup, I was still using disposable panty liners as a backup because this cup, it definitely leaks. It only leaks a little bit when it's in correctly on my heavy days, but when it's not in correctly, and that definitely happens from time to time with this, because once you put it in, you've got to turn it or feel it pop open to know that it's open. And sometimes even if you put it in and you feel like you put it in right because you don't feel it, it's not really in right, and then it leaks a lot if it's not in right. So I was still using disposable panty liners, but I knew that I wanted to eventually use reusable menstrual pads, or rumps as they call them. So about a little over, I guess 6 weeks ago or something, I purchased some reusable pads to finally give them a try so that I could finally fully transition into a zero waste period. So I purchased these from Etsy. It was actually a Black owned business, the only one that I found online after searching. And what I loved about, being a Black owned business, she has like very cool like African printed fabrics, so I really love that in choosing her. So this is basically the length of a maxi pad, and this is called the mini pad. And these have inserts, hence the pockets right here. And the inserts are just pieces of organic fleece and organic cotton. I believe the organic cotton ones the inserts came with these, and then I ordered another set of inserts that were, I'm sorry, not fleece, but organic cotton and organic hemp. And I think these ones are the hemp ones, I believe, and these ones are the cotton ones. You can tell the difference more so in person because the texture is different. So yeah, I use these. You know, for the most part, it was fine. I don't think I would buy more of the 2-part reusable pads with the insert and the snap holder thing. I think the next set I buy or make, I will have to buy the ones that are fully integrated, you know, one piece sewn together, because these just don't move as well with your body. They're also pretty bulky. Like, I can't wear these with leggings during my period because it looked like I had a camel toe and a diaper on. But the plus side to the reusable pads are that they're comfortable. Like, they feel good against my vagina and my skin. I don't sweat down there like I did with the disposable pads, which means there's less odor. And they are fairly absorbent. And with reusable pads, you know, you have to wash them several times before to make them more absorbent. I also definitely wouldn't purchase white ones again because all the stains show up. And when I was cleaning these, I was by hand before I, you know, threw them in the washer. I was cleaning them with warm water, and apparently that's a no-no for blood stains. So yeah, they definitely, some of them are stained more than others. So I will be purchasing or making ones with a darker colored cotton. But yeah, overall, I am happy that I made the switch to reusable menstrual products. Not only do I feel healthier, I have less cramping during my period. Like I said, it's less sweaty, less odor, more comfortable. But I'm also, you know, creating less waste and, you know, doing one small thing to help save the environment. And that makes me feel good. So this is just a quick video just to tell you what I'm using. If you're interested in me doing a more detailed like review of the Diva Cup and the menstrual pads, I can definitely do that because I think I got a whole lot more to say about them. And I'm also thinking about, I started researching more cups, and I think in the near future I'm going to purchase a second one. I purchased the Diva Cup because everybody recommended it and it's the most popular one and it's the easiest one to get. But it's not a perfect fit. It works well enough and I'm happy with it, but it's not a perfect fit. So I think I'm going to end up purchasing a second one sometime in the future. But yeah, I just wanted to say there's 2 YouTube channels that go very in depth about menstrual cups and reusable pads. They're reusable underwear, like Thanks. Like, if you want to know anything about reusable menstrual products, you should check out Precious Star Pads, her channel. She's a teenager and she has super detailed, accurate, thorough info, and she's tried a ton of them. So her videos are good. And also It's Just Kelly. It's Just Kelly, she's hilarious. Her videos tend to be long-winded because she gives a lot of detail, a lot of information, and she films herself throughout her cycle while she's reviewing these products. So her videos are a little bit long, but because she's giving a lot of information and she's also filming herself during her period, her reviews, I think, are pretty hilarious. So she's another person to check out. And of course, my friend Pastavia, who gave me the tips with the Diva Cup, also has made a green period video, and I will link that also down below. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.